Hello there, everyone. I want to make a video just really quickly to share something that is in my heart. Um, just in the transition coming from Mexico into the States and then coming in to celebrate our firstborn daughter. She graduated from Oral Roberts University. It was so amazing. So thankful that we got to go to Mexico before her graduation and get all of that kind of behind us, but also launching into what treatments will be like when I go home rather than waiting and then doing graduation and then having this ahead. So I'm thankful that we have a head start. So, something I wanted to share. We obviously had a wonderful time celebrating Olivia. But at the end of kind of graduation, like at the very end, like, 'cause there were so many names. We were there, I mean, for hours waiting for them to go through the names. And then after a while, I looked around and I told Pat, I said, I wonder how many people, because we were in this huge like arena, like a sports arena. And I said, I wonder how many people in here have cancer. Like, I just wonder how many people in here are struggling. And and then I thought, well, whether it's cancer or whether it's other kinds of struggles, people in here are struggling with some really, really big things. And this is what I hope that I can it's kind of hard to word it. I want you to understand like what I mean by this. When we were in Mexico and being with other people who were battling different kinds of cancer, but yet we were still battling cancer. And then there were whether people had their spouses there with them or sisters or loved ones, friends, whatever, we're still all in this thing. And the one common thing is cancer. But there came a type of peace because, oh, it's like I'm not alone in my struggle. You're struggling with it and you're struggling and you're struggling. But yet there was some kind of connection that we had as we joined hands every morning and prayed, shared our stories, shared, whatever God may have given us for the morning or sang a song. There was a peace that came from being with everyone in the same struggle. But what's interesting is that everybody struggles. Maybe like I was talking about this with Pat and I were with some of our friends that we met there at Hope for Cancer, that in church, everybody's struggling with something, whether it's a sin, a temptation, whether it's a sickness, an illness, a disease, marriage issues, kid issues. Everyone's struggling with something, but we tend to hide it. And when you hide it, you feel isolated. So I will just say, now that I'm away from Mexico, away from that family of just precious people that we're all, battling together, and I come into quote unquote the real world, if you will, like come into like normalcy. I told Pat today, I said, I'm struggling a little bit because it's like, I just want to be normal like all of them. I don't want to be the only one fighting cancer. I'm sure everybody else is just living a happy life and everything's just wonderful. And I feel alone and isolated. And it's like, wow, I feel like I'm the only one battling something big. But it's not true. Everyone is battling something. Everyone has a struggle. Everyone has something they're going through, right? And it's interesting to think, like in the grand scheme of things, God, in heaven is looking down on an earth of people, full of people that need Him, that desperately need Him. So many people will say, well, if God is so loving, why does He make us struggle? Because in the midst of the struggle, we can call on Him. We're the ones, I don't want to go into a big theological discussion here, but it was our sin that brought on the fallen world, the sicknesses, the ailments, the issues, the pains, the selfishness, the pride, the arguments, like everything that we go through. It's not God. God just reaches down and says, hey, I'm up here. You can reach up higher. You can call up. I'm here for you. So I guess the point that I'm making is when we're not vulnerable, I mean, not that I'm going to go around and shout to perfect strangers that hey, battling cancer here. Not that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that we should have our close knit group of people um, that we do life with, and maybe the struggles vary in different ways, but we're there for each other. We're there supporting each other and loving each other. And then we don't feel like we're so alone, that we just have that support. So anyway, I don't know if that made sense or not. I just know that it was just a bit of a struggle coming out, like going to the grocery stores and going to all of the places, or, going to get-togethers and things, and just feeling like I'm the only one here with cancer. I'm the only one here struggling and da 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 da. And it's not true. There's other people struggling as well. And yeah, we just need to be there for other people. We just need to love on other people and support other people, pray for other people, and then, just get real with one another. So anyway, God is good. He's so amazing. And we just want to stay in the Word so that we can stay living in the Spirit rather than living in the flesh. Because when we live in the flesh, then that's when we start comparing like our fleshly ailments. And we feel horrible. But as soon as we get in the Spirit, it's like, no, what has my God said? My God says that He heals. My God says He's my Father. What father is going to give an old, yucky, nasty gift? That's not quite what the verse says, but it's very close. He's going to give us good gifts. He cares about us. And sometimes He's waiting for us to prophesy and line up with what He says, to do things as He says to do them. So, and then we can share that with others. We share our testimonies with others so that we are a light in the world. And then we can reach out to help others who might feel isolated, like they're all by themselves in their situation. Does that make sense to anybody? I don't know. If you got anything out of it, you can comment below or just share some verses. I don't know. Share something that might be encouraging to somebody else reading. So anyway, love you guys. I'm going to bed. Good night.